Welcome to this week's devotion. It's entitled For Better or For Worse. This is the Gone Fishing series, and we're in Romans chapter 8, verse 17 through 39. You know, the one great thing about relationships is you have somebody to share your life with. Nobody wants to be alone. People love to have somebody who cares about them, who appreciates them, who tries to honor them, who, it's like, who wants to go to the movies by themselves, or who wants to go on and do something fun alone? It's just not the same when you don't experience it with someone else. The one thing, though, about relationships is there can be a lot of good times, but there can also be a lot of bad times. Marriage vows, we say, for better or for worse. It's easy to get along and to connect when everything is good. But when things are at worse, when things are not so good, then that's when it's very difficult. That's when often two people decide to go their separate ways, break the covenant. Now, with walking with God, there is a for better or for worse. Here in Romans 8, God makes it clear there is glory that we experience with Him, the good. We experience His own glory, His own manifestation, His presence, His divine nature. His power operates in us and through us. That's the glory of God. But there's also the suffering. He says, with the glory also comes the suffering. Now, that's not the so good and so easy. It's not easy to suffer. Nobody likes to suffer. Nobody wishes suffering. Nobody wants suffering. But the reality is, in this fallen world, we will experience suffering. People make choices. People make choices, and they're not always good. And the effects of bad choices is bad results. There's a lot of evil in this world because of people's choices. And because we live in this world, we will experience the result of people's bad choices, including our own. Now, it also says in Romans 8 that all of creation is groaning and moaning for the manifestation of the sons of God. See, we are called to be made in the image of God, to be formed in His likeness. And yes, He is the God of glory, but Jesus was described as also the man of sorrows. So we will experience sorrow in life, challenges, difficulties. But what good comes out of it? Well, we see clearly in the Word, it says endurance is formed in the midst of trials and tribulations, suffering. We gain endurance, and endurance allows us to be able to handle more. The more we endure, the more we can handle. And God wants us to be able to handle all that He's called us to go through. He wants us to able to handle and provide hope and strength to other people as well. So there is something that we gain in suffering, is we learn to have His heart. We learn how to lean on Him in tough times. And therefore we learn how to be supportive for other people in their tough times. So there is much to gain through going through suffering. It's sad that a couple will go their separate ways when they go through a difficult time together, as if they're going to get in another relationship and that's not going to happen. No, it's always going to happen. We're always going to go through difficulties. The best thing is to learn how to endure through it together than to go our separate ways. And so that is with God. Thank God for the glory, but also we got to learn to thank God for the suffering, because we experience His glory in the midst of the suffering. And we are formed more in His likeness. We're now able to be a better help. We walk more like Him. Where we put our feet has more of His presence, has more of His glory released. All of creation's waiting for the manifestation of sons and daughters of God. So the more we are like Him, the more we manifest His glory, the more we reverse the curse in this world. I know we have a hope of what is to come, the fullness of that restoration, but in the midst of it, in the waiting, we're still seeing a foretaste. We're still seeing a beginning, a continuation generation on generation of God rebuilding this earth, restoring this earth. And we get to be part of it. So my charge for each of you is stand strong through the grace of God in the midst of what you're going through. Ask God for strength, ask God for help, but keep your eyes on him. He'll take you through it, and you'll even get better and stronger for it, and God will use you in greater ways. Hope this has blessed you today. See you next time. Bye-bye.